Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to March of Mario. I am your host, Mike the Reaper 86. Today we're finally getting to Super Mario Land 2, though not quite in the format I originally intended. Unfortunately, I'm kind of behind on the project, and on top of that, I'm getting sick. You can probably hear it in my voice. But I can't go in empty-handed. I just can't. Super Mario Land 2 turns 30 this year. That's a big deal. So rather than do an elaborate 100% playthrough of the game, we're doing a quick speed run instead. And to split the commentary work and give my sore throat a break, well, he's an adult. He can introduce himself. Go ahead.
Are you sure I'm an adult? Mentally, maybe not. Yeah, I'm Roger. Once again, Mike's old buddy.
Yep. Once again, I am pulling Roger away from his big April project to slum it here with me, because I'm a bad friend and a worse YouTuber. Ah well, I'll make it up to him somehow, even if it takes years. So let's not waste any more of his valuable time.
Yeah, time to speed run. Let's see how fast you can do it.
Okay. So as you can see, I've already been playing this game a bit, doing some practice runs. But we're going to start a new file here. I assume you're familiar with the story of this game?
Yep. Should I tell about Mario's wonderful little brother? And a bit of a rivalry when they were young, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if they're related by blood, but okay, so yeah, that's spoilers given, but
Sorry.
Yeah, it's Wario. He's the one who's responsible for this whole adventure. Yep.
Yeah, one of the few times he's the main villain. Pretty cool.
Yeah, he's broken and entered Mario's castle, and now we gotta kick him out of there. Apparently he's real jealous of Mario's castle. Though Mario living in a castle, that's gotta say something about him, right?
That's one of the things I love about this game. Like, it seems to imply a lot more narcissism from Mario than we're used to.
Yeah. Oh, watch this. Hold on, watch this. Love doing
nice.
that.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Never did that. Poor Turtle didn't stand a chance.
Yep.
Or Koopa Troopa, I should say.
Yeah.
Sorry. Technically not Turtle.
It's the Koopa apocalypse. Watch out, it's Mario.
The best part is all the enemies are actually Mario's subjects, aren't they? I mean, this is supposed to be your land.
I suppose that would be implied if he has a castle in the area.
Because that's the story, that Wario, like, hypnotized everyone who lived here.
Yeah, exactly. Obey Wario, destroy Mario.
I love that line, that's awesome. Yeah, we can talk about that later. What do you like the most about this game?
Oh, well, it has a lot more open-ended design than the predecessor, Super Mario Land. And the graphics are nicer. You have less screen room to work with because all the sprites are bigger, but, you know, it just looks nice.
Definitely. Very impressive looking. Compared with the first Mario Land, anyway.
Okay, so here's the bonus stage. What do you think I should go for?
The carrot.
The carrot, okay. I find that the best way to get a carrot is to aim for the fire flower, because in the time it takes for it to go past... Oh wait, they're in a different order than usual. That's weird. Okay. Well, if I wait too long, I'm going to waste everyone's time, so you know what? Oh, fire flower.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's platformer. You need to observe very correctly, so carrots would have been more useful to help Mario's eyesight.
Well, I find that sort of like easy mode when you're using the carrot. But yeah, carrots are good for your eyes. Okay, so that was the intro stage. Now we can explore the world. And here's a feature I didn't even know about until recently. You could hold B and scroll around the map, so you could see all the levels.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. I know now, of course. So, yeah. As a general rule, the levels closer to the entrance here are a little bit easier, while the ones in the back are a bit harder. If there's a lesson in game design in there, feel free to take it.
Makes sense to me.
So, which one do you think we should tackle first?
I think we should celebrate finally arriving at Mario's land by immediately leaving it. Let's go to space.
Okay, the final frontier is the first frontier, eh? Sure, I'm game. Let's go. So the entrance to Space Zone, that's a bit weird. You gotta go to this hippo up here.
I love this level as a kid. Because it's so kind of open-ended.
Yep.
It's more relaxing, I guess, kind of.
And it's a great level to grind coins in.
That's why you probably redo this level a lot, especially when you do the other bonus levels. But I guess we'll talk about those later.
Yeah, well, we're probably gonna skip the bonus levels since this is a bit of a speed run. We'll save that for when I revisit this game next year.
Alright, fair enough. But yeah, always useful to get extra lives when you're not very good at this game. But of course, you don't qualify for that. You're gonna master this game.
I've got a good pedigree in platform playing here.
There we go.
That's the correct word.
Absolutely. You're gonna beat this whole game without dying once.
I doubt that. I'm not at 100% right now. Boink.
Fair enough.
Boink.
I believe in you, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that. Oh, see what I mean?
Oh, I'm bringing bad luck.
Well, unfortunately, you can't get to Space Zone without that gosh darned bubble, so I have to backtrack a little.
That's true. It's so satisfying, those sounds when you kill enemies.
Yeah.
This game really has amazing sound effects. I read somewhere that they kind of deliberately wanted to have new sound effects because they were worried if they were copying the normal Mario sound effects, it would sound too much like a cheap version of the Mario World and all that.
Well, it sounds more like the original NES Mario with the sound effects. It makes sense as a 8-bit sound card, I believe. Though I could be wrong about that. I'm not an expert on the Game Boy hardware.
No, yeah, it was very often used as like an alternative Nintendo. That's why it's so weird for me to remember that the Game Boy was actually alongside the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64 most of the time. Yep. More so than the actual Nintendo.
Oh, this one. Okay, this is hopelessly random. And I can't guarantee that I'm going to get any one of these that I choose, so just tell me which plunger to hit.
Second one.
The second one, okay. Yep, okay, so the current got interrupted by that last mouse over there, and we just get another fire flower.
Yeah, my choices keep giving you the fire, huh?
Yep.
My choices are fire.
Hey, I like that element. Fire's a good one. I always choose it when I'm playing Pokemon. Give me the fire starter. I'll take Charmander any day.
There you go.
Okay, so here we are, Space Zone.
You don't need to carry it anyway. You can float in here without it.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The mushroom has landed.
I did accidentally send you to the very shortest zone of all, didn't I? Only
yeah,
2 levels.
Well, it has that intro zone with a hippo level there. I don't know if it has a name. It probably does in the Japanese version, at least.
Probably. Okay, 3 levels. Still probably the shortest level. I think most of them have 5 or so.
I'd say 4, or 3 or 4 is the average amount.
Alright, so that's normal.
One up there. So yeah, they altered the gravity for this. Very floaty jumps.
Takes a lot of getting used to. That's kind of the genius part about the hippo level. Kind of like a semi-practice round for this level.
Yeah, sort of, and especially the one that comes after.
Oh boy, the next one.
Yeah, that one tripped me up a lot as a kid. Now it's not such a big... Whoop! No, it's not such a big deal.
You find a secret block.
Yep.
Purpose.
You want me to go back there and see if it leads to something? I, of course, know what it leads to, but...
Nah.
Okay, we'll just move on then.
It's a speed run after all. We have to save some surprises for the final, the big one.
Yep. So it might surprise you to learn that I never really owned this game as a kid.
No?
Nope. Played the heck out of it whenever I had the opportunity. A lot of my friends and young family members owned it.
Yeah, neither did I, and didn't have a Game Boy. But I had a couple friends with one, so I had plenty of opportunity to play this one.
So I guess we have something in common there. Experience the game through our friends. But yeah, that's how I got introduced to this game, and I wasn't really that great at it at first, mostly because I only ever got to practice it in fits and starts, but...
It doesn't help now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I borrowed it from a cousin one time, and that's the first time that I beat it.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool. And yes, I did return the game afterwards. I'm not one of those types of people. You know the type.
Yeah, I know.
Just barely got that bill.
Reminds me of my friend, Ruben, who once borrowed a game from a friend. Oh, he swapped them. He gave Sonic and Knuckles for Spyro.
For what?
That's a European game, another platformer. But then he accidentally lost that game on the bus, so then he kind of had to give up his copy of Sonic and Knuckles. So he was not happy about that, but yeah.
Well, I guess that's one way to get a copy of Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Alright.
So his friend locked out of that. The game is better than this, Spyro. Oh, here it is, the big one.
Yep.
The scrolling stage.
Controls are very similar to being in the bubble. It's a little bit more slippery, though. I guess because there's no wind resistance.
Huh. Kind of weird that this level has a different gravity than the other. Although you're closer to the sun, so I guess it is realistic. I suppose the gravity is different.
Yeah, if this is a star, then actually we should be toast. Stars are a little bit hot, don't you know?
They're also not very solid, and yet Mario can walk on it.
Mm.
But hey, the fact that he even wears a spacesuit is the most realistic you're ever gonna get out of a Mario
game. I think in, what was it, Super Paper Mario, you have to get a fishbowl or something? Oh, I died.
Ah, there it is.
Well, I'm distracted, I'm doing this live, and I'm not feeling well.
Fair enough, plenty of excuses. And I did not send you to the easiest level.
No, but it's not that hard either.
Yeah, tell that to my 10-year-old version. I did not enjoy this level. But yeah, I only had a Sega Game Gear, so...
yes, that's right. You were telling me about that on one of our numerous other commentaries. Probably multiple times, even.
Probably, yeah. So,
heck, this is basically a collab channel at this point. I keep calling in Roger to help me with live commentary, but you know what? It's just so much easier with a friend.
That's true. Except they distract you from playing.
Yeah, I might die a little bit more, but who cares? As long as it doesn't happen 15 times in a row, I don't think any of the viewers are going to get too frustrated.
Is that a challenge for me? I have to annoy you so much you die 50 times in a row.
Give me the controller, you're playing it wrong. Forget about the fire flower.
The stars are very unhappy with you.
Yeah, they're angry. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, we don't like you.
One of the most terrifying...
rhyme in that? Rhyming's stupid. We just don't like you. I'll probably think of a good rhyme for that later on tonight when it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, always the case.
I only have very limited notes for this commentary. It's all sort of spur of the moment.
It works.
Yep.
Yeah, the French have a term for that, like the logic of the escalator or something. When you come up with the perfect response to an answer while you're already out the door.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like during the party, you're just looking like an idiot, and right when you close the door, like, that's what I should have said.
That's what I should have said. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Our brain, we love it, but sometimes it can betray you. Work a little late.
I wonder how those pufferfish are blowing themselves up if there's no atmosphere here.
That's a very good question.
Oh, hey. Look who it is. Haven't seen you since Super Mario Land.
It's the exact same spaceship again.
Well, not quite. That isn't the Pagosu. It's a smaller pod.
Fair enough. You have to quickly repair it. I suppose.
Mm-hmm. You can hit him with fireballs, or you can stomp on him. Oh.
Ah, he's crying.
Better luck next time, Tatanga. Except I don't think there's going to be a next time. That was his last canon appearance, if I'm not mistaken.
And now he's stuck on the star. Would have been funny if he showed up in Mario Odyssey when they're stuck on the moon.
That would have been a neat callback.
But I doubt he would go that far in the continuity. Although I was surprised Mario Odyssey had a couple callbacks, like Pauline returning.
I mean, other than Wario, not very much from this game gets referenced.
That's a shame because it has a lot of interesting concepts. Like I love the giant Mario robot. Shall we go there next?
Speaking of, is that where you want to go next, or did you want to take another level?
No, let's go to Robot Mario.
Okay, Mario Zone. Unless you want to hit the casino first.
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just show it a bit off for our viewers.
Might as well explain that game mechanic. So I was mentioning grinding coins before, and you'll notice that I have, like, I believe that's a 467 right now. I can't tell whether it's a 9 or a 4. It's probably a 4.
That's a lot.
Yep. But you don't get a 1-up every time you get 100 coins. If you want anything, you gotta get it here.
Well, we can have to defer to pipe, so that's pretty far.
Yep. So,
is it because of the hippo
how much
level?
should we wager? The prizes are generally better the more you wager, so...
Let's wager 400, why not?
Well, you get the choice between 30, 50, 200, or 999.
Oh, they added 200, the third pipe.
Okay, so you want to do 200 then, right?
Yes, let's go all in.
Okay. Well, half in at any rate.
It's a speed run after all.
Yep.
Burn through money immediately. Nice!
Free up,
there you
not
go.
bad. 200 coins is usually worth only 2 extra lives, so we came out ahead there.
Yeah. There you go. I get to annoy you to death a couple more times extra.
Okay, there's Turtle Zone, and there's Mario Zone.
It was always my favorite level as a kid. I don't know why.
I was always drawn to this one too, actually.
Such a weird concept. Why does Mario have a giant Mario in his own kingdom? For what purpose? Is that for a guy? Is that his military? If there's invading forces, he sends a giant robot of himself after them.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
That'd be funny if he just, when Bowser kidnaps Peach again, he just sends his giant robot to destroy
Mecha Mario defense system.
That would have been awesome.
Let's go! I'm sorry, my voice is all out of whack there. I was trying to do like a robot voice of Mario, but apparently my throat is too messed up for that.
Yeah, just blame the voice chip of the robot.
Yeah.
It's those tiny things I always like even those little gears you're jumping on, they're kind of satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
no
like
reason.
a bunch of platforms you can actually stand on.
Yeah, it's like almost gets the idea of a 3D shape. And of course now with the moving ones, it even gets it perfect. It's such a unique thing I rarely see in platformers.
Okay, we finally get to use the carrot here.
There we go. You really need it for that part. Almost a tutorial section.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about the open-ended design. Whoop. Oh, I lost that. That didn't last long. But yeah, each level essentially has to teach you all the game mechanics, so none of them can really be that hard. But like I said, the ones toward the back of the map are harder than the ones toward the front. Because it just makes sense that the player would be drawn to the other ones first. Oh, secret back here. Whoop. There we go. Yeah, those are blocks that you need the fire flower to break.
Kind of a shame you can't pick up coins with the fire flower again, like in the first Mario Land.
Ah, yeah, that was pretty cool. But I guess these are fireballs and not super balls.
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, our first hint at how narcissistic Mario has become in this game. A giant robot of
I
himself.
keep missing that block. There we go.
Yeah, that was bad luck.
Unlike Super Mario World, you can't use spin jumps to bounce off of spiked enemies, so... Also, one thing that I don't like about the bunny power-up that I just lost for the umpteenth time is that you can't perform spin jumps while you have it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Probably because you only have 2 buttons.
Yeah, but you use down on the D-pad to do spin jumps, so I don't think it would be that confusing.
Then I don't know.
Anyway, on to this level. Lots of bubbles.
Balls. You're Mario's crotch. Ew, bad joke.
Everyone makes that joke when they play this game.
So that's
Pretty
why
sure
I had to do
Brain Scratch did it.
Yep.
Good channel, by the way. Some call me Johnny as part of it, and I'm a big fan of him, as I've mentioned before.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, we made a joke so the people in the comments don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. Someone in the comments section will. It's unavoidable.
Those classic jokes you always have to make. I was looking up on information on this game, and I was kind of like confusing in whether Mario Land was an actual kingdom of Mario or more like a theme park.
Yeah,
It's
that's
kind of
interesting
interesting looking. Yeah. So that makes kind of think like if this was like a theme park attraction, what would be the point? Would the robot itself do performances, or are the guests actually supposed to go inside of the robot and go through all these death traps?
Well, I assume Wario installed a lot of this in there when he took control.
Good point. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, kind of neat. In later Mario games, you go into the innards of Bowser, particularly in Mario and Luigi Saga.
Yes, Bowser's Inside Story. We'll be venturing into the belly of a beast in this game, actually.
Yeah, different beasts. Yeah, it's a theme that comes back remarkably often. Mario loves being eaten. Well, I guess he doesn't love it since it's always dangerous. It happens a lot to him. But yeah, that's one of the main things I love about this game, the creative levels.
Yeah.
A lot of themes.
Definitely a lot of off-the-wall themes in this title.
Of course, I'm not going to spoil them yet. Although I'm pretty sure everyone already knows.
It's a game that's been around for 30 years. I'm pretty sure most Mario fans are familiar with it at this point.
Probably.
Okay, so which plunger should I press?
The first one.
The first one. Okay, here we go. Okay, current gets diverted. And we get a 1-up.
There we go.
And the 1-ups are hearts because, well, a 1-up mushroom would just look like a normal mushroom in black and white. You wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
Yeah, it had to be a different shade of gray.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this level.
I forgot about it too. Tin Soldier. Whoa! I did not remember that either.
Okay.
Oh, nice. The game still has surprises for us.
Shot a fireball at that thing before, and it didn't seem to register. It kind of threw me for a loop. I guess the hitbox isn't active when it first exits. It's probably to give you a chance to dodge it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this level is very slow and plotting, so...
The music fits with that. Slower music. I love the soundtrack of this game.
Yeah. It was Totaka who did it.
With his famous secret song.
It's in this game. It is.
Oh, nice. Of course,
Yeah.
in a speedrun we don't have time for that. But, looking forward to it.
Here's the thing. To hear Totaka's song in Super Mario Land 2, you have to get a game over.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I hope not. You have to get a game over, and you have to wait for a long time, and eventually the music will play Totaka's song.
Awesome. But yeah, not very speedrunner friendly. For some reason, I always find that music creepy. Probably because it's always hidden and always you have to wait for it. So it almost gets a weird horror vibe to it. It's hidden somewhere. Be quiet.
It's a creepy pasta.
Something like that.
Mario doesn't even hear the creepy part. He just hears pasta. Ooh, pasta!
That was a bad joke, but you made me laugh, so I guess it's a good joke then. I'm surprised Sonic gets the Olive Garden commercial in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
is a weird commercial tie-in. I mean, I don't associate Sonic the Hedgehog with Olive Garden. Aren't chili dogs his favorite food? I don't think you could get those at Olive Garden. It's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of fast food commercials Mario is gonna get when his movie arrives later this year.
Right. Yeah, they're making a Mario movie. That's just so surreal to me. Well,
yeah,
take
especially
a drink of water here.
Mario hadn't had like big storylines or even set full sentences since 1996.
There was a live-action movie a long time ago, which I have seen, by the way.
That's more like Brockling Mario, so it's almost like a weird spin-off.
Yeah, Brooklyn. Okay, is there anything I should try to get?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, try the carrot again.
Okay. There we go.
There you go, and you fix your mistake. And Mario finally gets his eyesight improvement.
It's good for your eyes. Dr. Mario agrees. Okay, final level.
The weirdest final boss for a robot level.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that. I'm going to avoid the fire flower since Roger wants me to use the carrot for now.
Yep, sorry.
So, what do you think of this level?
Pretty awesome. For some reason, I always loved when you have the 3D blocks in the platformer where the perspective's slightly above.
Yeah. Nice
kind of
effect.
But yeah, Lego level's pretty awesome.
Aha! I was hoping you would say that, because it's wrong. These are not Legos. Yes, they're plastic building bricks with a stud and tube connection system, but Legos they are not.
Oh my.
So yeah, there's actually a hidden reference somewhere in this level, and if you look it up, well, you could find the answer online. Oh,
alright, cool.
Coin sack. But yeah, so if you want the answer to that mystery, you'll all have to tune in next year when I revisit this game.
Alright, so
oh, and here's the boss. 3 little pigs.
What they have to do with robots, I don't know, but then there they are. Well, Mario, go murder your citizens. There you go. Help keep them from being hypnotized.
To be fair, they don't know what they're doing.
Well, Mario does, and he doesn't care.
That callous plumber.
Is he still a plumber if he's also the ruler of a land? Wouldn't be king kind of outrank his ability as a plumber?
I don't know.
That's kind of the weird thing, isn't it? If you have like multiple jobs, like would some jobs like outrank the other in importance?
Well, Mario has every job apparently. Nothing he doesn't do.
And yet, plumber remains his most important, valuable skill apparently. Even though I think Mario and Luigi Saga is the only time that ever comes into play.
Yeah, we've mentioned that before.
I mean, he does go through pipes, but he doesn't really fix them.
Yeah. So, I mean, the 3 little pigs as a boss, that's strange. Have you ever read a book called The 3 Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig?
Oh, so Mario is the wolf.
There's a book that I liked as a kid. It was called The 3 Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. Have you ever heard of it?
That sounds great.
No? Okay, well, yeah, 3 little wolves, they build a cottage out of bricks. The Big Bad Pig comes along, he huffs and he puffs, and he can't blow the house down, so he gets a sledgehammer and he knocks it down. So then the wolves build a house out of concrete, and the Big Bad Pig comes along and he gets a pneumatic drill and he demolishes the house again. And, yeah, it goes on like that for a while. And, so how do the wolves outsmart their adversary? Well, I've already given away half the story. I'm not going to give away the ending. But, a fun children's book. I highly recommend it. I'll put the author's name on screen here now. There you go. And And yeah, okay, so we're already a third of the way done with the game. Well, not counting the final level, though. So, yeah. I guess this is a good point to cut off for now. We'll take a break, and yeah, maybe we'll make another video today or tomorrow. Depends on how much time we have, and hopefully this will all be done before March is over. So thanks for joining us for this little jaunt through Super Mario Land 2. I am your host, Mike the Reaper 86, and
I'm the guest, Roger van der Weide.
And we're signing off for now. Have a good day, folks.
Bye-bye.